are seeing action happen and activity happening, and I think rebuilding some of that trust.
New tonight, with thousands of complaint cases still open, the Oregon Youth Authority taking steps to speed up the process. The agency is doubling the size of its investigative team. It follows a multi-million-dollar investment from the state legislature. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Rick Azaway.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. K2's Vasily Varlamos is live for us in Salem. And Vasily, the agency still has a long way to go. They're focused on critical cases first.
Yes, OYA Chief Investigator Ken Jeske says while there's no clear timeline as to when this backlog will be resolved, all those new investigators will allow for them to solve all critical cases by the end of this year. An audit of the Oregon Youth Authority's investigative team in January found over 3,400 complaint cases remained unclosed and over 700 dating back to 2018 were incomplete. This resulted in the removal of OYA's director and chief investigator in March. The agency's new leadership is looking to turn the page to a new chapter.
We're trying to just make sure that everyone is holding the heightened awareness and the commitment to youth safety in everything we do, from a policy to a practice.
In order to address the backlog of cases, the Oregon legislature gave the agency $2.2 million to hire new staff. OYA is in the process of hiring 3 new investigators, a deputy chief investigator, and an HR analyst. A youth and family advocate hired in May reports OYA's progress to the governor's office as an extra accountability measure. The new OYA leadership says that the extra help will speed up the progress that they've already made. Since January, about half of open cases have been concluded. As of Monday, the agency has 442 cases open longer than 180 days and 3,010 cases pending final approval. Chief Investigator Ken Jeske says the number of complaints are up, which he sees as a sign of increased trust in the process.
People just being extra cautious and reporting more, which is what we want. We don't want the small things to slip through the cracks.
Interim Director McClellan says that 4 of the 5 positions should be filled within the next 2 months. Live in Salem, Vasily Varlamos, K2 News.
Vasily, thanks for that. The OYA has a new director who will step into the role later this month. Governor Tina Kotek announced the appointment of Michael Tassine last week. Leadership has been in flux since OYA's investigative backlog came to light. Governor Kotek put the former director, Joe O'Leary, on leave in February. The governor fired him the next month. She appointed Jana McClellan interim director. She's set to retire at the end of September. Tassine's appointment is effective August 18th, pending Senate confirmation. The OYA currently faces several lawsuits over sexual abuse allegations within its youth detention facilities.
K2's reported on multiple lawsuits filed on behalf of more than 50 victims who say they were abused while in OYA custody. The suits have 6 different staffers working at 3 different facilities: the McLaren, Hillcrest, and Oak Creek Youth Correctional Facilities of abuse. The suits also name additional staffers claiming they failed to keep the youth in their custody safe. The most prolific allegations were made against Dr. Edward Edwards. He worked at McLaren through late 1990s through 2017. 51 victims have come forward with allegations against Dr. Edwards alone. Dr. Edwards died earlier this year. The other 5 staffers accused of abuse no longer work for OYA. The plaintiff's attorneys claim OYA allowed culture of indifference that allowed predators operating within to thrive for decades. OYA has responded to the lawsuit saying in part, the conduct alleged is abhorrent and Oregonians can count on OYA to act swiftly and decisively when individuals undermine our work. Youth safety is paramount.
In June, Marion County District Attorney Paige Clarkson opened a grand jury inquiry into the conditions and management of McLaren Youth Correctional Facility. Her office says it has received more than 100 investigations of potential criminal conduct at McLaren. Some date back several years. Those investigations include escapes, contraband possession, physical assaults on youth and staff, riots, and sexual assault. They were identified following the discovery of the backlog at OYA's Professional Standards Office. The DA's office tells us the grand jury's final report will be finished in December.